Hi, this is Jennifer Jones Smith, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about gratitude today. But first of all, I wanted to share a pretty funny story. So my husband and I, we went to visit a neighbor who is in an assisted living care center, and he was in the mental health department, so to speak, for Alzheimer's and people with dementia and things like that. And so as we were sitting visiting with him and his wife, this little short lady comes walking through the door. And we're all looking at each other like, we don't know who she is. And she was super friendly and super talkative, a really sweet lady. But it was funny as I asked her, so do you live, like down the hall in a room nearby? And she she went on to say something about, oh yeah, I do a lot of fun things with my friends all the time. I said, no, do you live here? And then she says, oh, the Kazirs. Yeah, I know the Kazirs. I'm familiar with that family. And finally I tried once again, do you live in this building? And she says, well, I live a few houses away. And so the conversation proceeded to go that way with her. She was not really present in this time frame, this realm, suffering from her dementia or whatever it is. And we had a pretty good laugh. It was maybe more fun visiting there than the movies we watched for Halloween. But anyway, it got me thinking to be grateful, right? To be grateful that I know where I live, to be grateful that I know who my spouse is, who my children are. It's awful sad, these challenges we might have as we get older. But we all have challenges throughout our lives. And so what I wanted to talk to you today about, since it's November, right, the month for gratitude, we hear a lot about that. But I wanted to go a little bit deeper than just that normal thanks that we might have, expressing that gratitude. And actually I want to read you a quote here from Ralph Waldo Emerson. He says, cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you, and to give thanks continually. And because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. So what does that mean, all things? Because, sure, it's easy to be grateful for our blessings. It's easy to be grateful for our family, for home, food, clothing, our job that provides for us, whatever it might be. But what about those hard things? What about that lady who didn't really know where she was, who she was talking to, just kind of lost, right? And what about those challenges that we might have in relationships, with finances, with weight issues? We have these challenges all the time. How can we be grateful for that? And I have another quote for you from Dieter F. Uchtdorf. He says, it is your reaction to adversity, not the adversity itself, that will determine how your life's story will develop. And so if some of you remember Charlie Brown, one of my favorite little cartoon characters growing up, there's the Thanksgiving and the Christmas and the Halloween. They had fun things with Charlie Brown. But if you think about Charlie Brown, he often had unfortunate things happen to him. But one of those little phrases that he would use all the time was, good grief, and you hear, good grief, Charlie Brown. And it's like, wow, good grief. Why is grief good? That's kind of a weird phrase, right? But there again, it is how we react to that adversity. It's how we perceive our challenges. And so I'm going to do a little invitation for you today. And yes, I'm going to invite you to write a gratitude list. And I want you to think of 10 things that you're grateful for. Okay, so there again, it's easy to be grateful, for all of the positive blessings and the comforts of life and those wonderful relationships that we might have. But what about the challenging things? as Ralph Waldo Emerson said, how can we be grateful in all things? So I'm going to invite you on that list of 10 things you're grateful for to have 3 things to be grateful for that maybe you don't want to be, that are like challenging, that are trials. It can be, relationships with other people. It could be your own issues, weight issues, emotional challenges. I don't know if I mentioned financial issues. So it can be these other things that are hard to be grateful for. But I want you to think about, if you have a hard time being grateful for those challenges, think about, how is this growing me? What can I learn from this challenge? And if it involves another person, like a child, which is often, my thing, maybe thinking, how can this eventually grow that person? What can they learn from it? And one of my husband's favorite things when we're thinking about gratitude for our challenges and our trials is to think, how can this trial help me be more like Christ? So that's pretty deep, because Christ can heal all of us, and he can heal everything that's we think is awful and terrible that we experience, and it is through him that we can find that joy and that gratitude. Give it a try. Make your list of 10 things, 3 of them that maybe you're not really excited to say, yeah, I'm grateful for that challenge. And see how it goes. And I wish you all a very happy, grateful day. And the next time something frustrating happens in your life, just remember Charlie Brown and remember, good grief. See ya.